going? My name's Brandon. This is the Bread Box Bakery YouTube channel. Welcome. This is our very first video, so don't know what I'm doing. I'm sure that'll be noticeable, but I'll just go through, and this video will be me telling you about us and myself, the bakery, kind of the YouTube channel, what we plan to do, and then I'll go take you through my space, my baking space, and the future baking space. So my name's Brandon, like I said. I am head baker and owner of the Bread Box in Minnesota. We started late March, early April of this year, shortly after my daughter was born. We do artisan sourdough and other baked sweets like cookies. So our main three items are sourdough bread, cookies, and macarons. That's what we mainly do, and I'll throw some other stuff in there randomly as well. I do that every other weekend, and then I do family time and shooting YouTube videos on the other weekends. So I fill my time up. But Cottage Bakery, maybe you could, I call it a Cottage Bakery because I work under the Cottage law in Minnesota. That basically allows for an individual to sell non-potentially hazardous items like baked goods or jellies and jams, preserved vegetables, stuff like that, without a license. So I get to bypass all the licensing fees and the facility fees or rental, whatever you want to do. If you want to rent a space or you want to build your own space for it, I get to bypass that and go at my own pace. So that's what I'm doing right now. Currently, we are in the midst of our first ever holiday season, so that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But we do plan on doing YouTube on here. It'll be kind of like a vlog, business vlog type thing. Kind of follow along with me how I'm going, the plans, updates, stuff like that. And then I have a ton of cookbooks. I want to go through and review all those cookbooks, one recipe at a time, give them ratings, and put them up there for you, because if you're watching this, you're probably someone who likes to cook, and it might be helpful for you. So, and I want to cook more. So it's a good reason to do that. And then I also want to do a series covering my late grandmother's recipes. She recently passed, and a lot of her recipes were going to go in the trash. So I wasn't going to let that happen. I have a huge plastic bin filled with these notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of her handwritten recipes. I want to go through those, and I want to make them as is, and then maybe remake them, modify them how I would like to see it. Because I'm not much. It's silly. I'm not much of a recipe guy, but I'm going to rate recipes out of cookbooks and my grandmother's recipes. So that'll be interesting. I kind of fly out the seat of my pants when I cook. I have a Food Network degree in cooking, so that's where everything comes from. But no, I've been cooking for a very long time. I did it professionally, if you could say it professionally. It's one of those diner Perkins. I don't know if you've heard of that. Cooked there for about a year, but at home I've cooked for a very long time. I've baked for a very long time. My mother was a baker, not a baker, but she did her own freelance baking, wedding cakes and stuff like that I'd help with. So yeah, it kind of came down. My grandma was the same way. She had tons of birthday cakes, wedding cake stuff. That's it's where a lot of that came from for me. So yeah, that's where the YouTube channel will go. And I think that's about it. I think I can go ahead and take you through the bake space. All right, we are out in the bakery. This is actually the larger side of a double garage. We have a separator here. So yeah, it's in rough shape. This was the old wood shop. 40 years these people lived here, so he had it how he wanted it. Definitely needs some fixing up, and that's what I plan to do. Out here, we have roughly close to 400 square feet to work with. We just moved in last February, and then we had a baby a month later, so getting the house finally finished and lived in has been a chore. And eventually this will be where I bake, so I don't have to make the kitchen a mess and make my wife mad. But yeah, it's a big space. It's going to take a lot of work, but that's what we're all about. A little at a time. Don't need to rush anything. I got everything else is going as planned, so actually I think I'm probably ahead of schedule. But one thing out here I wanted to show you guys, the other ovens I was talking about, the Blodgett convection ovens. So I got a double stack here that I got hooked up to a gas line. Works great. But I got another one over here. Why would I need two of them? Well, I didn't even plan on buying these. But I have a friend who knows some people, and I was able to get these ovens at a fairly good price. I only wanted one. They wanted to get rid of both of them, so they gave me a really good deal on the second one. You know, I figured I'll need them eventually, and I could try to do bread in them. It doesn't work quite as well as a conventional oven or a deck oven, which would be a really good addition to my bakery. But it still cooks the bread. It makes cookies, cupcakes, all that stuff very well. So it's a good addition to have, and I can probably sell this one. I think I'm going to and get myself a refrigerator, a reach-in, because right now I can only do so much myself because of storage problems. I do a cold retard on my bread, and I only have so much room in my fridge downstairs and upstairs. So a reach-in is really critical right now. That would increase my capacity quite a bit. Alright, we are in the bakery. It's my kitchen at home. I will take you through a few areas that I use most, and just kind of show you what a small cottage bakery will look like most of the time. So here's the oven. It's a Whirlpool regular conventional oven. Works great for just about everything, and it is getting old though, so I did get some new ovens. They're out in the garage. I'll show you guys those in a little bit. Fridge obviously houses milk, eggs, stuff like that. I also have a fridge down in the basement that helps with that. Dog food. My mother just gave me all her old cookie cutters. There's a ton of them, so I need to find storage for that. I have these drawers. I have cloths and cake pans and tart pans, stuff like that in there. And this is my new mixer. I had a KitchenAid mixer, just a counter one. I got it from my grandma, and it was getting old and didn't work too well, so I had to upgrade, and I upgraded to something a little bit bigger. And this thing does a great job. I do still need another KitchenAid though, because the smaller ones are nice as well. Over to the left, we got a bag of sugar. I got some rye flour, pastry flour. The black is my bread flour, and the white is my wheat flour. So these were the quickest way to get some storage for my flour. Simple garbage bin. Show you what it kind of looks like inside. So inside we got garbage bag. Inside that is a flour. Okay, wrap that up, twist up the top, close it up. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. So it works pretty well, and it's cost effective. That's the key to this whole thing. This is a coffee nook. We don't do much with that for the bakery. It does hold my apron though, so that's nice. Go over here. This is my mom's stand mixer, and this is my sourdough starter. She's kind of on the down low right now. I'll be getting her going again this week. Her name is Bonnie, after my late grandma. This right here is the pride and joy of this kitchen. So there's all my cookbooks up here, and I'll be doing a cookbook series for hopefully most of these, but going through the cookbooks, rating the recipes and stuff like that, and I'll get into that more detail in another episode. But yeah, I'll be going through a lot of these and hopefully some new ones as we progress through this YouTube thing. But this was handmade by the previous owner. He was a carpenter. So, kind of view into our pantry. This thing swings open. Pretty sweet. And it swings open again. So yeah, keto stuff. Canned veggies. Now, I have one side, most of the side is dedicated to my baking stuff. So, starting with the barley malt syrup, up is what I use to bake with, and then this all the way down till you start seeing the processed stuff is what I bake with. So yeah, this is a pretty neat thing. Pretty happy to have this. But yeah, that is basically the Cottage bakery. Everything I do comes out of this kitchen. It's pretty crazy. Sometimes I think the second week I was up. I think I did 51 loaves, sourdough loaves, weighing in at around 1 to 1.5 pounds oven here. 51 loaves in a morning. It was crazy, to say the least, but slowed down since then. It's a learning curve for sure. So yeah, that's the soon-to-be bakery, and that's really all I got for today. Next time I'll show you some updates in here. Hopefully I have it cleaned. Try to get my son and myself working on it, but yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. Hit the like button, hit the share button if you're watching and you want to follow this journey. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.